Hello, welcome to the stream. Today is a geostationary satellite network set up in Kerbal Space Program at Minmus. So just there setting, we've built a craft. We've got our simple little craft to get us to Minmus, and we've got some satellites in up here. And just plugging in target into the map view. So Minmus is our target. And initial orbit altitude of 100. The orbit inclination is 6 already because that's Minmus's inclination. We hit launch to rendezvous, and it's 30 minutes to rendezvous time. Once we hit engage autopilot, we get time warp. So there we go, we're into time warp. And I'm hoping this time all of our staging is correct. I've kept messing it up a few times. So I'm hoping everything, right, SRBs, main rockets, yeah, okay, everything looks staged correctly, let's fingers crossed. 2, 1, engine. Stage is going okay. Just a two-stager as well. Call it two-stager because it's 6. But 4 on the satellites, so just a little two-stager. I want to get us into orbit. And technically I guess it's 3 with the SRBs. SRBs drop off about 9,000 metres, I think, 9,000 to 10,000 metres. Separation coming up shortly. There's our Kerbal Space Center disappearing away below us. SRB separation. Everyone likes it. Both of them. So it cost us a little bit. Some of the cities of Kerbin. I'm sure I'd want to live quite so close to the Kerbal Space Center, but I guess the Kerbals have to live somewhere. Right, so just looking for our orbit now of 100,000. Start getting some atmosphere burn shortly. Just the friction from the atmosphere heating up front parts of the rocket. I'm hoping this part of the rocket gets most of the way to orbit, nigh on to orbit. Hopefully just short so we can drop it back into the ocean, leave any waste debris. Atmosphere burn, a little bit of atmosphere warm up, just start to see it. Never get tired watching this. So coming to the edge of the atmosphere there. Fairly soon. The burn stopped, so the apoapsis has obviously got to 100 kilometres. There we go, losing our fairs. It's a tiny bit early, but there we go. There's our satellites all lined up. Right, let's F5 that before anything else goes wrong. I'm going to try and do this in one save. I do actually think we might need to restart. I don't know why these are bouncing so much, they're clamped. They're just like the four-way delivery, keep them nice and small. And we can take 4 of them in one go. Just makes it nice and easy. What I'm actually going to do while I'm here, so I don't forget later, is extend all my antenna while I've got a direct connection, and that way I can't mess up later. We've got I may have a dead, well, we may have some stranded crew on Minmus at the moment because I can't, for some reason the game loaded with the solar panels closed and I didn't notice. The ship hasn't got any external panels, so stuck. Not sure. So that didn't quite get to orbit. That pack we've just left behind didn't quite get to orbit, so that will fall safely back into the atmosphere. No space junk here. Well, it's not looking at tracking station at the moment. So there we go, just circulars around our orbit. Zoomed in a bit far. That should be now apoapsis of 100, periapsis of 100, and we're almost on an exact Minmus encounter, so we'll without delay. Get rid of that. Rendezvous. No, one of those two. And then we're going to Homan, sorry, transfer at the next transfer window. Create and execute. And it's 2 minutes away. And we get a pretty good encounter. We get a very good encounter. With a periapse of 60. That's actually a bit too close. We'll make a little diversion on the way in to set our... Right, for Minmus we're going to go at 500 kilometres out on this. Periapse is 60 kilometres. This is going to be quite a long burn, so let this finish. It's 90 seconds. The amount of delta for this is very, very well timed. Jeb has done so well. Well done, mate, Jeb. Tap on the boat. Not going to create a lot of delta V usage. We left with 2,160. We've barely used a quarter of it, so 60 seconds to go. In 10 seconds we use about 50. Okay, we can live with that. Yeah, we can definitely live with that because it leaves us on a much better... Yeah, we like that. Okay. So, we do need to... Oh, I've gone underneath it. We need to add a maneuver node, probably somewhere about there. And we want to probably come around to the... We don't... Let's move those out of the way. We could probably get our periapsis down to 500, I reckon, with a bit of tinkering, if we slow down a bit, maybe. Oh, that's too much. We want about 500, which I think... It took a long time to update, but 600, 547, let's bring it back a bit, 546, oh, loads too much, 397, 400. 4. Okay, getting that. Oh, a bit too much. That's too much again. Maybe better to do the node a bit closer in. Let's get it a bit above. See if we... Yeah, and we can do it with less expenditure of delta V, which is all important. If we can save delta V out here. Yeah, we'll go with that 49912, so exit next node. That is nigh on exactly where we want to be. We want 500 kilometres out. And ideally we probably want to be a little bit inside because we're going to be doing a little bit more burning. Me thinking. So, it's 2 days to burn. Let's turn into the node and auto warping quite heavily. There we go, boom. 2 days, day. Bye bye Kerbin. Bye bye Mun. Minmus, here we come. Right, seeing as this is going quite well, let's have a quick F5 to save it. Yeah, just warping down now. 6 seconds less than off. Yeah, we could just limit the engine for it, so it's less than a second. And that's done. That's how close we are. Periapsis is 501. Nice. So we will F5 that. We will, I think, shall we advance to, yeah, we'll advance to the encounter. One of the things I learned off one of the videos the other day, if we, oh, can we get Minmus to, oh, Minmus is over here. If we set our view, focus view to Minmus, we actually get our encounter here on the, so we are coming in that way. Ideally I wanted to be coming in that way. Did I? Yes, we're passing in front of, actually we need, oh yeah, we're not quite where I wanted to be. Not quite, so add manoeuvre. Right, let's try and get our periapsis on the other side of the planet. No, we're going to lose the encounter. Right. If we stretch it, I want to come in on the other side of the planet ideally. I don't want to come in on this side. I want it comes in on the other side. But is that possible? Yeah, so we're losing the encounter now. Damn it. I've probably done this too late now. How far can I bring it back? Which line is it on? Yes, it's not even on our line anymore. So, add manoeuvre. Yeah, it's not that way, it's this way. Yeah, but the more I pull it that way, oh, did we have a Did we have a periapse on the other side then? Or do we have a... Yeah, no, we just have a really tight periapse. Wow. What can we do? We've saved loads of delta V. So... It's expensive. It's expensive, but... I think... It's only satellites. It's only satellites. It's really laggy at the moment, sorry. Right, we're going to warp to the encounter. We're going to... We are going to circularize at next periapsis. Add manoeuvre. Oh, actually, I didn't want to do that. I didn't want to do it that way. Close that. Let's just do circularize at the next periapsis. Create node and execute. And basically what that's going to do is warp us to the periapsis of Minmus, and then it will do a burn and circularize us. Right, can I then... Oh, this is really going to hurt. And then that knocks our periapsis way out. Okay, we'll do that. Basically what we're asking it to do at the moment, we're coming in this direction, and I want to ideally be going in that direction. So I've asked it to do a complete .360. We've got loads of fuel left. So final part, striking in. Hello, Minmus. Right, hello Minmus at the wrong... Are we? Yeah, oh, we're going to do a complete revolution. This is going to be a big burn. Wow, I say big. We're in the atmosphere of Minmus, so it's not essentially going to be that long. 23 seconds. Running out of power anytime soon. Come on, wait. Oh, execute node. Being pretty bloody efficient, I would say. Right, our apoapsis is a little tiny bit high. 2 kilometers too high. Right, there's going to be some tricky manoeuvres coming up during this, because essentially what we do is we get our apoapsis and our periapsis to 500 kilometers on both sides, and then on the first pass we drop our first satellite at our apoapsis at 500k with a 500 meter periapsis, 500 kilometer periapsis. We, almost immediately as we've dropped it, and as close to the apoapsis as we can, we retrograde burn and wipe off our orbit to have a periapsis of 304.54. This is only works at 500 kilometres. So essentially we're taking our orbit down a quarter of an orbit. We will then do one full revolution with that periapsis at 304.54 and an apoapsis of 500 still. Just before we come back to the 500k apoapsis, we burn. We've now dropped back 3/4 of a revolution behind the first satellite, but we've got a periapsis of 304, so we need to quickly burn prograde, burn forward to bring our periapsis back up to 500 kilometres, drop our second satellite, quickly turn retrograde, burn back down to the 304.54 periapsis, rinse and repeat, go back round to our 304 periapsis, check our 500k apoapsis, at apoapsis drop, speed up so that we bring our periapsis back to 500k, and as I say, we repeat that 3 times after we've dropped the first satellite, and it is quite a challenge. So let's ensure we have a periapsis and an apoapsis of 500. We don't. So at where have we just passed? We've just passed apoapsis, which I'm pretty bloody happy with, but we will bring it down a little bit anyway. Oh, it's really laggy at the moment. What have we got now? Apoapsis 709. I literally want it to be exactly 500 kilometres. That was far too much. 500, oh no, it's 504, wasn't it? 501. 501. 496, right, we're doing too much. 498. It is already very, very close. It's like within 700 metres, which is probably as close as you're ideally going to get it. Maybe get it a tiny bit closer. I like to generally have it on the first one a little bit above. Yeah, we went too far. It really is horses for the courses, this. If you really want to spend goodness knows how long tweaking maneuver nodes. Right, we're going with that. So we can execute that node. And again, we'll give it a chance because it's like a tiny burn. We drop our thrust limiter there to 1.5. All I'm doing here is just like literally circularizing our orbit to 500. Doesn't need to be anywhere near as wide out as this. It's very, very wide out, but we'll get brilliant coverage. Probably don't need 4 satellites either. We could half this. We could do it at 250. But I just don't want these getting in the way. So, did it do that burn? No, didn't even register that there was a burn there. So we will warp there. Turn on the old SAS. Turn retrograde ourselves. And keep an eye on our periapsis. Bring it down. Oh no, we've gone too far. I want it above. I want it above. but we're ultimately just changing our apoapsis to be exactly 500 kilometres, or as near as damn it can be. Dum, dum, dum. Okay, we'll go with that. Right, now we add a manoeuvre over here. No, we don't need to. Yeah, go on, we will. We'll add a manoeuvre over here to bring up our apoapsis, our current periapsis, sorry, to 495. It's gone well too far. Well too far. I'm doing this really fat-fingered. I'll get out of the way, arrow. I think that's going to do that all the time. 496. Jeez. 500. Oh, what's the new apoapsis? 501. 507. 5002. Right, so what we can do is just faff. It's faffing. It's real faffing. So, oh, well too far. So now we've got the apoapsis back over here. Basically, if we can get them to balance. 0045, not quite. 013, 0326. Oh, 015, 994. So this is not quite right. Gonna bring it round one more. Oh, right. I don't even think it's going to execute that node. Because it doesn't think there's anything there. Will it? Let's see. Oh, 1 second burn. Then, oh, wow, totally changes our apoapsis and periapsis sides. But right, where? So, we will try and drop at the 9 o'clock position. Not that it's going to make much difference, but I'm just thinking the 9 o'clock position's good. Trying to drop here. We shall see. Still got half the delta V we need. Lords. Enough to get back. Right, and there we are. Apoapsis is at 500. Oh, 499. Alright, can we do a tiny little bit of burn ourselves? If I burn here, it's gonna... Yeah, cool. Right, and now we want Hitha. Actually, well, I just want to check we are... Yeah, we're going in the right direction. Okay. So, let's get ready to rumble. We now are effectively waiting for apoapsis. Once we get to apoapsis, setting the thrust limit ready for when we've dropped this. Apoapsis in 4 minutes, so let's go radial in. bring in... no, we don't need to bring them in on the first one because it's not in the actual trusses. And I do a tiny little bit of warping, manual warping. I've done this for a long time. But we're looking to hit apoapse up here. Time to apoapse, 3 minutes. Once we hit apoapse, we will decouple our first satellite for Minmus. Right, cut that time. Stay radial out. Yeah, nice. And what we want actually is okay, we're alright. Take the edit off. I am going to say 27, 6, 5. Oh, a little bit of stuttering. Quick check. Now coming up on apoapse. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Nice! So that's our first satellite done. Now we need to turn a retrograde. Don't hit it, don't hit it, don't hit it, please don't hit it, please don't hit it. Thank you. And we need to burn down to a periapsis of 304.54. So, chin this up here, 304.54. Oh, jumpy, jumpy. Might be something to do with the video in as well. So, 654. 304.54. That is actually 100% spot on. So now we have reduced our orbit by a third. And what we can do is warp around to there. We've dropped one satellite off, so one satellite will go off on its 500 kilometre. Whilst we are now, we've reduced our orbit by a third. So when we get to our periapse, is that still at, that's at 500.021, 120, fantastic. So again, the next time we get around to periapse, apoapse down here, I'm happy that apoapse hasn't changed for us. We need to sort that out a tiny bit, it's a tiny little bit off course. We want to go back to apoapse. And just before apoapse, we need to raise our periapse back up to 500 again. Spot on. So we'll do that with about a minute to go. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2. Right, we're just waiting a few seconds more and then we'll... Normally a bit of a fumbler when it comes to doing these burns. So we're looking to get our periapse back up to 500, but we have to be careful here because we'll start throwing our apoapsis off. There's a very, very finite line. So, bring that up. We need to act quite quickly. We also have to release our satellite. And gonna start now. So bringing the periapsis up to 500. Doing this as gently as I can. So we're in Minmus atmosphere, it doesn't take much. do a turn down 0.5%. Right, we've started moving the apoapsis now. So we are sped correctly. We can drop those in. Turn radial in. Right, get ready to deploy. We're neither at apoapse or periapse because they've moved around. Move it out of the way. No. Just give me stability control for now. Now you can turn retrograde. We need to flick back to this and give it some... I'm getting some horrible lags. Extend all solar so we don't run out of power. All of those are out. Okay, we can go back to this bad boy. We need to go a retrograde and wipe off back to 304.54. Where have we dropped? We've dropped there. And are we ready? Let's go. 304.54. We need to turn our engine back up. 304.54. Gone a little bit over. Fat fingers. Let's turn that down. Trying to do this quite quickly because the quicker you do it, the better your positioning. Oh, the lag is horrible. The quicker you do it, the better your spacing is. Right, 304.54. Spot on. Right, we can see our apoapsis is still okay. The apoapsis is spot on still. We can warp to here. Periapsis, is it even worth trying to burn that down a tiny bit? So there's our second one, a quarter of an orbit ahead of that one. So rinse and repeat the process. And apoapsis is fine. I might give it a tiny little retrograde, just because we can. And we can be really anal. Really anal. Get it down to 500 almost exactly. The closer you are now, the less drift you'll get during the life of the probe. So, might seem really anal, but it is kind of really nitpicking down to the finite seconds. But that's what space travel's about. 8, 7. This is literally going to be our tiniest little burn. There. Oh, we've gone down. We've gone below. We didn't want that. That's what we didn't want. Should have stayed. Just sometimes try and get too much out of it. Prograde. There we go. 9 meters over. Okay. And back to apoapse. Warp here. Gonna do a quick F5. Trying to do this all in one take, so that we don't have to reuse the F5. back to our Apo apps. Again, Apo apps is going to be bringing our periapsis back up to 500, so that we can release a satellite on a 500 as close to. You do have to come back and do a bit of fine tuning on the satellites afterwards if you want them to stay. You have to constantly come back and do fine tuning on the satellites. So prograde and waiting for our apps. So we'll do a bit of time warping. Don't sit here for that long. 12, 11, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2. Okay, down to 2 minutes. Do it with about a minute to go. So, check our poodle. Give it a bit more power. Right, now we've got to be careful because we're changing set up apps. We did it a bit too early, I think. With just a few, so I don't want to do it too late. Oh, the lag. Oh, right, we've gone too far. Way too far. Because now, periapsis. Apo apps is 504 and our berry apps is closer to where. No wonder, we can sort it out. A bit more. Yeah, I think we can live with that. Right, let's bring the old solar panels in. We can turn radial in, decouple our third bad boy. Stop. Oh, the lag is horrendous. Sorry if this comes out bad in the video, but try and improve it. Right, are you ready? Let's do this. Let's try and get it out of the way. And then we want to turn that one a retrograde, please. Switch to this one. Give it out some discharge. No. Oh, that was so close. I thought that was going to get a proper twang in. I have to be careful of that. Right, retrograde back to the other one. Give it some more juice. Down to 300. What did we say? 304.54. Whoa. Well past it. Wowzers. No, 300. I've gone past it. We need less on that thruster. Trying to get the 304.54. We will do this. Let's give it a quick F5 while we're here. I'm trying to do it all in one take. that's as good as damn it. We've reduced our orbit again by a third. So this should be our third and final time to do this. We will warp to a periapse. Our apoapse is fantastical. There goes our next Geosat. I should have renamed these as I dropped them off, but there we go. I haven't. So I think we're really happy with our apoapse. I'm going to leave that as it is. We're going to walk round. Get ready with the prograde. Again, we're going to bring our periapse up to 500 equalum. We want to be on the actual apoapsis, more or less. So walk forward a bit. Nice prograde. I'm literally going to do this 5 seconds before apoapsis. Just wait the extra few seconds. I'll give it a go in a minute. Bring it up to 5 and just check. Yeah, need a bit more juice on that. I'm not being too picky as long as it's somewhere between 20 and 40. And burn. Just keep an eye on the apoapsis, so I don't want that to get too high. That's almost exactly where we need to be. So damn close. It's right, we're changing them both now, so we will deploy retractable solar. This is where we need to be careful because we now start running out of power in our main module. Decal. Get it out of the way. No, that's not out of the way. That's in the way. Don't hit the structure. Thank goodness for that. Wowzers. Right, we'll just leave that to spin. Let's get our solar panels out. Back to our other one because it looks like it's coming down on it. We can turn that. We'll turn it retrograde and smash it into the. We're actually going to smash that into the Earth, into Minmus, and probably do a seismic survey when we do it. So that should be for geostationary satellites in orbit. And what I'm going to do now, I'm just going to rename them. So this one is Minmus Geosat Network Relay. This one's 4 actually, this is the 4th one released. So then we go back to the map that what we are looking at. Which one are we looking at? The one named 4. So the one behind it is 1. There we go. Let's just to go around now. You do a little bit of fine tuning to try and get the apoapsis and periapsis to 500 on both of these. But yeah, you've essentially launched 5 satellites on the same orbit. Oh, the other thing you have to do is activate the engines on them as well if you want to move them. What was I doing? Renaming them. Anyway, hope you've enjoyed watching. I may well upload the ship to the Kerbal X, but if you want more or fancy any content, want any suggestions, throw them in the comments. I'll look forward to them.